And hello. Welcome
Hello.
to welcome
Hello.
to welcome to Queers Guild and our Star Trek Star Social Find our Star Trek Adventures campaign. I'm Avery, the GM of our illustrious game, and I'm joined by my illustrious crew um, of the USS Gwenhwyfar. How are we on sound, Rue? Oh wait, I'll pause for a moment while we make sure
Yeah,
we're.
no, hi. Here's the thing. I had like a 30-second advert, so it's literally just come on. Bear with me.
I love
I
being
am sounding fine, I
monetized.
know that much. Everybody else, if you can all sound off, please. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. I love being monetized, but I'm also not sure if I ethically agree with being monetized.
No, we love Twitch. Thank you, Twitch.
We love Twitch. Thank you, Twitch. Do you need me to clean
Is
your
this
shoes
not the time for my
with my
unionization
tongue, Twitch,
spiel?
please?
Okay. Before we get
Anyway.
anyway, welcome to Star Social Find,
We're all good.
a Star Trek Adventures campaign. Now that we have our audio, make sure that our audio is good. Why don't we jump straight into any announcements that we have? I don't think we have any announcements, but I always like to toss it out just in case.
I'm excited.
The only announcement is that I played Untitled Goose Game for the stream last night, and now that I've held unimaginable power in my hands, I don't know if I can go back to being a normal person.
We have to try and figure out co-op. I will buy the game if it means we can do co-op.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Double the
I
geese,
guess.
double the problems.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of redoing the character portraits again.
Oh really? Oh, it's so gonna be so awesome.
They're not going to be too dissimilar to what they already are, but like I can't remember the name specifically of the game, but there's the mobile app game that isn't the one about the ships, but is more about the crew you collect. They have artwork for all the crew that's got like really cool highlights with like different colors on either side of the person. So I kind of want to do that with ours and sort of not make it official, but just like sort of tie it into Star Trek art a bit more.
Oh, nice. That would
So
be
I
really
looked at it and
awesome.
went, ooh.
Nice.
Oh
I
no,
didn't
more
know there were Star
art.
Trek
What a
mobile games.
shame.
No, don't make more art. You're.
Oh no.
Your art is amazing, Rue, and I will never turn down more art from you.
All right, okay, good to know.
Yeah. Now, without any further ado, this is where the intro sequence will come in. The cool artwork of the ship and everything, and the music and everything like that. But we don't have that yet, so it's just going to be me doing a recap. So. Anyway, last time on Stars I Shall Find. After the star they were studying went supernova, USS Gwenhwyfar is left adrift in the Shackleton Expanse. With little to no power, the crew set out to make the long journey through the ship to make repairs. This journey would have been easy enough if the ship wasn't seemingly haunted by creatures that hunt in the darkness. Lieutenant Sitchell and Dr. Mabrin encountered one such creature, a brutish beast of some kind, which they barely escaped with their lives. Now, most of the crew settled, and the captain and the first officer and Daru relocated to the battle bridge, which is closer down in the ship, so you have more ability to communicate. And with some minor repairs done to the internal sensors, Daru makes the realization that the ship that they detected before the supernova is lodged into the hull of the ship. Now, the crew assesses their situation and continues their efforts to repair the ship. So, what are we doing?
I need to get to the battle bridge, right?
Last we checked, you and Mabrin were in main sick bay?
Yes.
Because you got very hurt.
Yeah, because I got almost... Because if Avery didn't want to keep my character alive I would be playing a new character right now.
Dr. Hissess, science officer.
Oh yeah, I would have played the anxious, migraine-ridden Cation astrophysicist instead. And I would have made you feel bad about killing Zitula.
I already felt bad. I felt really bad doing that to you.
Did you though?
I felt bad.
Okay. So
So-
you two are in sick
Everyone
bay
felt bad.
with some other officers. You're definitely there with Tikin, right?
Yes.
That's the name? Yeah.
And you now have a shiny new character sheet in the folder.
I do. Yes, let me pull that up. You put it-
The medical officers on the Gwen are like tribbles. Every time we turn around, Rue has
There's more
made
of
even
them.
more of them.
In my defense, I've only added a few more because of the Delta shift, okay?
And everyone thinks they're adorable.
We do love medical.
We love them all.
I just wish I had a player like Rue in my Star Trek game so I wouldn't have to constantly make NPCs.
I mean, what time is it? When is it? I'm very available.
I will send you information.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you and Tikin, you two, Sichula and Mabrin, are in sick bay. Everyone else, I believe, is on the battle bridge. So,
Yeah, I believe we ended on Dave, Evan, and I getting to the battle bridge and making contact with Mabrin and Sichula in sickbay because we're now close enough to.
Yes.
We're within 4 decks to talk,
Mhm.
so we can talk to them.
Yes, just an update for people who don't remember from last episode. We established that because the ship's communications are down, we can use our personal communicators, but only in a range of about 4 decks.
Mhm.
So that's been a limiting factor.
Yes, and turbolifts are down as well, so you have to physically climb down deck by deck, which has been a big problem to deal with.
So we have Daru has. I'm just kind of establishing where things are. Daru has split up security so that every deck has a couple, or every couple decks there are a couple security officers to kind of maintain that telephone communication
Yes.
chain thing. And we've kind of sent down using that. I think one of the last things I did, and I'm trying to read through my very poorly written notes, was send down to engineering that we need power and a containment field.
Yes.
We did discover that light seems to weaken them.
Yes.
Yes.
The boys, the subspace mouth dogs.
The not dogs.
The Boston Dynamics fuckers.
Oh no, it's going to be another snake ship argument.
What do we
Yeah.
call them?
Probably. They're not dogs.
Not dog.
Not dogs.
I like that. I like that.
Okay.
Not dog,
The
not
only
dog,
people
not
that are
diggity
visible to
dog.
the stream right now are Adi and Kai. The rest of us have all just got our
Yeah, there's a whole.
just our icons.
It's a whole thing with my streaming thing. The video doesn't like to show everyone at the same time. It might level out eventually. So thankfully, you could all still be heard. So
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing.
Rue
For
and I
the
are
time
forming a little
being.
Gwen fiber arts club over here, so
Yep. Oh my gosh, I'm totally making that an in-canon thing. Somewhere on the ship, there's a character who does fiber arts.
yes.
Totally. There's a little fiber arts club, everything like that.
Oh,
They're not having a meeting right now because the ship is in crisis, but
Because the ship is
Oh yeah, the ship's in crisis.
The ship is
And then
in red
some of them
alert.
in the corner in like one of the shuttle bays or wherever they're being kept safe. It's just like
spinning, yeah.
just
knitting
Hey, there are a
furiously.
lot of
Just
people
knitting
who
furiously.
need to do things with their hands when they're anxious.
Exactly. I'm not
Yeah.
judging by any means.
Yep. Okay, so Captain, what are we doing? You just did Daru relay the information about the ship lodged in the side of the hull?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Immediately it was, Captain! We have a ship in our hull.
Yeah. Oh, I
We
didn't
got a
write
ship
down
in
that
our
was
ship.
You know how you like ships? Here, have some
That
ship
that
in
was.
your ship.
Oh no, I did. That was deck 16 to 18.
Yes.
Yes, that sounds right.
I was like, oh, I didn't write it down. I did. Okay. Lieutenant Scott, how are we doing?
Oof. I mean, could be worse. I mean, the
I need
damage isn't
you.
like exceedingly extensive as far as I can tell. Life support hasn't been impacted, and everyone I found was in one piece so far.
I need you to hold it together here. Security is bringing Lieutenant Sichula up from medbay to get sensors so that we can get an idea of what's out there, because I don't like being blind here.
Yeah, I don't like that either. Is Situla good to be moved, and do we have that on anybody with his authority but Situla's?
I am going to leave that to you.
Awesome.
Z is in medbay right now. See if you can bring someone. See if you can bring up someone other than Dr. Mabrin to confirm that.
Because as far as I'm concerned, he's not going anywhere until I get that signed off on by somebody with a medical degree.
As soon as you can, we need Z to get the sensors back up and running. If Ensign Rivara can help, great. If anyone else can get into that console and do something about it, we need eyes.
Roger. All right. Sounds good. We'll do
Lieutenant
what we can.
Daru,
Yes.
you and I are headed down to the breach.
All right. Daru will motion or will communicate somehow that to more security should follow them. Because they learned a lesson.
How many?
2?
2.
2? Okay, so it's you two plus 2 security, and are you bringing your interpreter along, Captain?
I am not.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just making a note. Before we leave, is there anything on the battle bridge where, like, extra flashlights, extra phasers?
If you want, you can spend a momentum. Hang on, let me pull up my book.
I think it's 2 momentum for an advantage.
Well, you can spend, if you want an item to bring with you that has what's called an opportunity cost, which is just a certain number of momentum. If you want to bring extra flashlights, you can spend more momentum and you have it. You just have the extra flashlights.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
If
Anything
everyone else is cool.
Yep.
Question.
Yes.
We ended last session on 3 momentum. Does this knock us down to 2 and then I spend 1, or do we start at 3 and spend 1?
I'll say yes, and if you want to, I'll say if you want to make like a rally kind of, because you are sort of fielding orders, you are starting to coordinate a plan. If you want to make a roll, this will be difficulty 0. It's just to gain momentum.
Okay.
As a presence command roll,
Oh, I need to have my character sheet open, don't I?
That might be helpful.
That would help.
First roll of the night.
Presence command?
Presence command, yes.
All right, that is 1 success.
Okay, so you gain
Yay.
1 momentum.
All right. So, I'm sorry, my brain's trying to catch up. We ended last session on 3. Do we start this session on 2?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you just
You just gained 1.
So I just gained 1, and I'm gonna spend it for flashlights.
Okay. And
So we are
you,
at 2
did you said more phasers? Do you want to upgrade your phasers to phaser rifles, or something like that?
No.
No. Okay. Because I will say, doing so will cost another momentum, and getting phaser rifles will give
And-
you 2 threat as well.
Yes.
So, but they're
Nope.
more powerful.
you have a Daru. You don't need a phaser rifle.
Yeah, you're fine.
Well, last session I already gave the lethal force order, so I'm
That's true.
Yes.
We've already
I'm-
got enough
I'm
threat going on.
okay not giving you more. We're good right now.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just you 2 are heading down, and the 2 other security guards.
So 4 of us total.
All right. What are your orders for Situla and Dr. Maprin? They're to come up
So,
here, or
my-
that's up to Dave Evan?
My orders, if I remember, because I was able to communicate with them last session at the very end, and I said that we had limited sensors, so if Sigilo was able to come up to the battle bridge to get us better sensors, Z should do so.
Okay.
I am then leaving that in the hands of Lieutenant Scott if he decides that he's got command right now.
Okay. All right. So let's start with you and Daru as you head down. I'm gonna need, who has the higher security score?
I have a 5.
Daru.
Okay. Daru, I'm gonna ask you to make a difficulty 4.
Okay.
Fitness and security check.
God, I wish the
Okay.
stream could see
Do any
my
of
angry face at that.
And I'm spending 1 threat to increase the
4.
complication range.
Of course you are. Do any of my survival, hazard awareness, light
Sorry,
on their
just-
feet? Do any of those apply?
1 second. Someone's showing off that they have a really cool engine in their car. I just want to make sure that.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Jeepers.
Noom.
All right. you're done.
Noom.
Yes, this is essentially a stealth roll. I've changed the rules on how I'm
Okay.
running stealth rolls. It's whoever is the
Okay.
highest, and then the difficulty
I-
is dependent on how many people you have with you. 2.
Use
Take
a
a memento.
memento
That's why it's-
to cautious.
Mhm.
Awesome. So my target number is a 16. 5 or lower is a crit. Oh wait, oh, that's a crit. So it's 4 successes.
Okay.
Hell yes.
You make it down without incident. You hear that clicking sound again occasionally, and there's this you slip into the Jeffries tubes, both all 4 of you, I will give the security officers names if and personalities as soon as it becomes narratively important.
That's a GM mood.
So the 4 of you slip down into the Jeffries tubes and start making your way down, deck by deck. You will end up having to slip into the corridors, and you go into them. The carpeted flooring kind of masking the sounds of your thumping onto the ground. And Daru, you have this keen sense about the slightest sounds, the creak of the bulkheads around you. You can hear it because it's that soft pulsing red of being the only illumination in this place. Just an occasional pulse of a red alert signal. Being your only illumination and your flashlights as well. You manage to get down a few decks before you hear the clicking sound again, and the sounds of this thumping above you and are all around you. This, like, it sounds like creatures are moving in the walls above you, below you.
Okay.
It's so weird. And you pause and you hold everyone. You make sure everyone sits, like, pulls back and stands still just for a second. And then the clicking goes away. And then it's silent again. And then you keep moving. You manage to get all the way down to deck 15. While you are traveling, let's cut to Sigilla. You're going to have to go up.
Howdy.
So, if you are... What are you doing? Are you going to go up to the battle bridge? What's your prerogative?
I want to be going up to the battle bridge.
Okay.
Lieutenant Scott may not let me.
That's not your call.
Yeah, do you contact Dave Evan? What do you do?
I think I would probably call down to medbay.
Okay. So you call down to medbay. You're going to have to contact a specific person, because you can't just
Okay.
contact medbay.
Right. Wouldn't that be nice if we had like a charge nurse station at the door? Okay, so I'm supposed to get somebody who's not Mabrin, but I want to talk to Mabrin first. So I'm buzzing Mabrin.
Okay. Maverick, you get a buzz.
Lieutenant Scott, you alright?
Yeah, I am. Is Sichula?
As well as they can be.
So, that's a relief at least. We got a situation up here, and it would be good to have Sichula on board for this one, but only if it's medically not a horrible idea. Because we can probably figure something out, and I would really rather not have anybody collapsing in a Jeffrey's tube.
You there, Rue?
Rue is frozen for me.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
no.
Roof froze.
I can't see his screen. I can't see his camera, so...
We lost you.
No.
He froze. I just realized I never turned on the actual light. Yeah.
Oh no, Rue. One moment while we have our technical difficulties.
I guess that answers the question, huh?
I swear, this was not the reason I said someone other than Maverin's opinion. I just thought Maverin was going to be busy.
Hang on for me.
We're doing our best.
We're doing our best.
My thought process on that was, I'm definitely asking someone to escort Sichula up here. I just don't want to deprive the medbay of our CMO at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Still want to talk to her first. Rue.
Rue has left the building. Rue has entered the building.
Rue has returned to the building.
Hey, Rue.
Yay!
Yeah, my data decided it was giving up, and I was using my data because it's a more reliable network source than my Wi-Fi. Also, there are some very noisy owls. I hear some weird hooting down the call.
Avery's got drag
And
racers.
my window is
got
open because it's
owls.
hot.
Yeah, my cat.
Okay, so the last I heard,
Okay.
Lieutenant Dave Evan was hoping that Citula would be fine. And my comment would have been, medically, it is not a terrible idea for Citula to go up to Battle Bridge. If it means getting us out of this mess, medically it would be a rather good idea.
Okay, that was really specific. Do you mean
Medically.
scale of
Well,
1 to
that's what you
10?
said. You asked if it's a medically
I
horrible
know,
idea.
like,
And I was
now I'm
just- I
trying
was
to
just
figure out if
responding.
you mean for the overall health of the crew or Situla specifically. Do you have anybody who will know what to do if Z does pass out in the Jeffries tube that you can send as an escort?
I mean, I'm trying to remember whether or not this is out of character. My doctors would have all scattered to the winds, either going up or down the ship, trying to find people. And I'm
You-
really concerned about the doctors that would have got down without security.
You did establish
So
that you
I
were
think-
sending them simultaneously as I established that Daru was sending security.
Yeah,
we can
I think
we can
maybe
definitely
they would have
easily
gone
say
together, actually.
So
yeah, they probably went together.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So really, the only people who can go with Citula right now are myself or Dr. Takin, because everybody else is gone.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's a great idea for you to leave at the moment.
I mean, we're healing as best as possible as long as we stay out of trouble. But our track record for that is not great already.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh God. Okay.
Kin
It's your
is
department.
probably better. I mean, I'll come too, because I can't just sit in sick bay on my own. I need to be doing something. So.
All right. Well, it's your department. I'm gonna make that your call. Whatever you think is
Okay.
the best option to get Situla up here in one piece.
Mhm.
Knock on wood. While not hobbling medbay in the process. I'm gonna let you
Fine.
decide that one. Just make sure that Z doesn't go alone.
How many security officers are being sent down to come and escort Citula and possibly Dr. Takin and myself?
You have 2 with you now.
Have to with me now.
hmm
I'm really tempted to head down the ship a little bit and try and meet up with some of my crew and be the medical officer. That's my instinct, is for me to go and find the crew in the lower decks that need help. Whereas Dr. Takin can, I hesitate to use the word babysit, but can help escort Citula up to the battle bridge.
It would be babysitting, though. Let's make no mistake.
But you know, she doesn't mind you. You know, she's pretty cool with everyone.
That's one member of the medical team that doesn't think I suck.
You get
Oh.
one
Somewhere
per
up there
shift,
somewhere.
Situla.
Just one.
That's why.
just
One
haven't-
per
haven't
shift
met
that
you yet,
puts up
really,
with
so-
your shit.
This is my emotional support doctor that doesn't hate me.
professional support doctor.
Okay.
So that's my call. Is I'm leaving the actual decision of who to send. I just want a medical professional involved somehow.
But yeah,
All right. So you can. So we'll have.
yes, Citula should be fine.
Okay. So, just so I know, so at least Dr. Takin will be escorting Sigilla. Did you want any security officers going with both of them?
Yes.
Yes.
So, both or one? And are you going to go
Are there
down
any
alone,
coming-
Marin?
I'm not going on my own, no.
Okay.
Are there any coming down from the battle bridge to come and pick Citula up? Or
I can definitely do that. I mean, I
is
think
it
it
then
depends
would
on.
just be myself and
Yeah.
I imagine
think-
that while this conversation is going on, Situla has been very enthusiastically attempting to convince Takin that they can just leave. They can just go right now. Like,
This is exactly why I'm sending you with an escort.
She just gives you a blank stare. Just
Yeah,
not
I
even
think-
gracing you with an acknowledgement.
I think that okay, so I'm gonna ask then okay, Mavrin, how many security officers you got down there right now?
2.
Cool. And am I right in assuming that whoever it is you send up with Situally, the other one's probably gonna take off at a second's notice looking for other people to help?
Possibly, yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sending security officers up from the battle bridge to retrieve Situla and whichever one of you decide to send. The other one, do not go anywhere by yourself.
Takin is a Vulcan doctor. I think we'll be okay.
Don't
None
go
of this
anywhere by
impulsive
yourself.
humans. No. I think we'll be okay with that.
Okay. All right. So let's do a roll to get. So you're gonna wait for the security officers to come down and meet with you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm debating if I should have these security officers roll to see if they can get down there unscathed, or if I should just bend thread and kill them all.
Hey,
You.
kill my team off.
Well, those are
Well,
two
since you
fabulous
said that, I
options.
want to make. I just want to mention that Noguera does have a background as a medical officer.
Nice.
Just say.
Nice.
I just looked up what I wrote in my backstory and confirmed that fact.
Okay. I will. I'll roll. I'll roll to see if they make it.
Interesting day where that's the merciful option.
I know.
Yeah.
They're fine. They come. They show up about 10 minutes later. Maybe 15 minutes later. I'm trying to see how long it takes to. If they're like booking it, they'll probably get down there in like 15 minutes.
Knowing
They
the
have been
reputations of all
thoroughly
involved.
trained.
Yeah.
They know shortcuts.
2
And knowing
officers
the
in gold will show up. Yes. Dave Evans. Wow.
oh, well, I was just gonna say that like knowing the reputations of all involved for foolish heroism, I think I probably did tell them to post haste it down there.
Okay. Makes sense.
Probably in those exact words.
I mean, I'm not that bad.
You literally just said, I'm going to take off as soon as they're gone to go look for more
No,
people.
I meant as soon as Situla's been delivered, then I will be escorted by security officers down to lower decks in order to help the rest of the crew, which is my job. That is not
Very
heroic.
good.
Just how you
Reasonable.
said it, though,
Practical.
Mabrin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Situla, of course, is that bad, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
yeah, so 2 gold security security officers show up. I'll say one of them's human, the other one is benzite, which is a
Ooh, fun.
sort of. They're blue. They're like little like fish, not fish. They have like little prosthetics right here, and like a little this device that like spritz little oxygen, like the correct air because they can't breathe normal air. He's got like little folds on him.
They
around his
picked an
mouth.
interesting job for that, but
Yeah, the benzites are.
I respect it.
Yeah, but they both give you a nod and look at you, Situla, and will. So you gonna head up?
Yep.
All right. What's to security?
What was the kind of I found traces of something on that pointed to subspace
Oh, yes. I have that written down.
being the homeland of these horrid not
Yeah,
dogs.
There were 2 things.
Solanogen based.
Yes, they were
Solanogen.
solanogen based,
Right.
which is only stable in subspace. And you have been detecting tetrions as well, trace amounts of tetrions, which are only stable and only exist in subspace.
Okay, I am definitely regaling Takin with this, and I am also saying, you know, if we could figure out how to keep them from jumping into their subspace portals at will. Slanagen is only remains stable within subspace, so the problem would probably take care of itself in that situation.
You're just like trapping the fish out of water, pretty much.
Of course, that would be incredibly cruel, and we have no idea what level of sapience these creatures are capable of, so it would be a bit like massacring great white sharks. I mean, yes, great white sharks can be scary and can attack people, but can we really drive them to extinction? And I just keep going, and the security officers are probably like,
They're like, we're trying to escort you. And Tikin is just nodding along. She's just like, very astute, Doctor.
I'm used to this.
Okay. I'm gonna assume the security officers have a high security score, so I'm gonna have them roll to see.
Probably.
If
They better.
Thank you, because mine is not high.
Yeah, Tikin's is 3, so not too bad. This is gonna be difficulty 4 because there's 4 of you.
They're also
They also
trained in.
They also have what?
Go ahead.
And
They're also trained in Suspana and hand phases, so multiple.
Right. Okay. They'll definitely have a focus in this. At least one of them will. So it's difficulty 4. Can I take a momentum?
can they take a momentum? Yes.
Okay.
It's our last momentum.
Oh,
Doesn't look good.
Avery.
That's 3 successes.
Okay. Who dies?
Christ.
It might. It might be you.
You can't. No!
No.
You can't mention that!
I didn't roll any complications, so it's not gonna be too bad.
Okay.
You are traveling through these corridors again. That pulsing red light. It's starting to like drive you a little mad. This just insistent pulsing red light. In the darkness, and down the corridor as you're climbing up from out of one of the Jeffries tubes, you're basically being, the way the marching order is, I would assume, is one security in front and one in the back, so at least you're always like guarded. So the one security guard is helping you out of the Jeffries tube, and he looks down, and he his hand immediately goes to his phaser. As you look down, you see there's a pulse of red light and darkness, and then darkness, and then a pulse again, and then there's one of these knot dogs again, and then the light comes back again. The light goes out again, and light comes back again, and it's gone. And you are both looking around.
We have flashlights, right?
Yes, you do. So if you like to shine them.
I suggest we make ourselves a pocket of bright light around us. Post haste.
Post haste. Okay. You could do that. You do that, and immediately you shine the light down one end of the corridor, and there's that fissure in like a rip in space, as one of these knot dogs leaps out and jumps towards one of the security officers. I'm going to make a roll off against myself.
Boy.
Difficulty 1. Well, let me pull up. I need to pull up their stats. Okay. There we go. One moment while I pull up their stats.
Avery was like, there wasn't enough fighting last time.
I like putting a little D&D into my Star Trek games.
Perfect.
We
We
didn't.
managed to talk our way out of an encounter last time.
We didn't kill enough Davidians.
You did not kill enough Davidians, no.
No, we just asked them about the nature of their consciousness. And then we're like,
To be
let's
fair-
Beyond Burger this.
It's a very Trek thing to do.
It is a very Trek thing to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
When your captain has a focus in diplomacy.
That's what you get.
That's a tie, so I'm going to give it to the security officer.
Thank you.
So he gets to roll. I'll just roll 4, and we'll see how much stress they take. Ooh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so this so what happens is this knock dog leaps out of a fissure in space-time and just grabs itself onto the security officer, and he just
Oh, God.
manages to take it and just shove it off of him, and he takes his phaser and just takes a shot, and it nails it, and it whimpers. This clicking sound again is just persistent, and it goes, and it's gonna attack, go for it again, and it actually, no, it doesn't do that. It rears back, and it like, if you've ever seen Jurassic Park, the way the velociraptors do that weird sound to call others to it, it sort of does that, and it looks back, and it just, and another creature will show up out of a rip in space-time as well.
Well, it's calling its buddies.
Mm-hmm. This one is a little bit bigger. This one is shaped a little differently. Hang on, let me pull up their stats. It is this tripedal stalk. Like it is like 3. It's like 3 feet, and then just like a tube, and then a head, or what could be considered a head. It is this weird, this strange, and it has eyes. This one has eyes. They are bug-like, or that bug-like is the best way. Fish-like, maybe, like a weird cross. Okay.
A stick bug with fish eyes.
Yes. Ooh, you just got stick bug.
I love that meme.
It's a good.
I missed that meme.
Good
I haven't
times.
seen it.
In true me fashion, I don't know that name.
We'll educate you later, don't worry.
Okay.
Well, educate later.
I will give initiative to you, Situla.
Great.
Fantastic.
I'm torn between trying to communicate and just fucking shooting it.
You're so hurt right now.
No,
Well,
my
it
arm
is.
got like reset, right?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, we healed.
Oh, good.
Cool.
Good.
So I'm gonna call. I am going to have my hand on my phaser and my phaser ready, but I'm going to call out to Mr. Stickbug. So can you talk?
It doesn't seem to acknowledge you.
All right, we shoot this one. And I shoot this one.
I love it.
Okay. Do you want to use your minor action to aim, or something like that?
Yes. Will that make it easier?
It will give you a so you can charge.
It gives
or
you one
can
reroll.
aim. Aiming will let you reroll, I believe.
Mhm.
If I can find the aim. Yes.
Aim, 1d20 during attack made this turn.
I would prefer to aim because I
Okay.
don't have a whole lot of confidence in my chances.
Okay, so this is going to be a difficulty 2 control plus security check.
I roll 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Control plus security. Alright. So I am gonna re-roll one. Okay, bad, but not as bad.
Oh dear.
So I got a 6, and my re-rolled one is a 16.
So is that just one success?
Yeah,
Okay, so you miss.
damn it.
Yeah, you pull out and you try to aim, but the way this thing skitters, it is like skittering like back and forth towards you, and you just manage to barely miss, as the phaser shot just goes right into the darkness beside it. Okay. Would you like to kin to go?
Yeah. Takin is buff, and I want her help.
Yeah, she will take her phaser out, and will.
What is up with every medical officer on this ship being like able to body slam?
Well, when you
This is Queers Guild. We know what we're about
Oh,
around here.
Listen, there's like most of them can't. It's just once you've come into contact with Cam. Zata can't.
I've only met
He's
the
a
buff one.
He's getting on a bit. Caden possibly could on a good day. Rodrigo Cervantes, the himbo, could but wouldn't want
Rue,
to.
I'm
Neighbor
going
is
to need
almost
you to
as
put
skilled as
together a
Daru.
color-coded spectrum of most buff to least
Athletic
buff
skill of the
medical
dog.
officer.
And then the
I will
other
do that.
axis is most
I-
and
I
least
just-
likely to body someone.
This homework
Yeah.
assignment. 2 weeks from now, I want that spectrum of most buff to least buff medical
It'll be
staff.
done by tomorrow. Trust you.
I-
Trust me.
It'll be
I
done,
know
it'll be
this,
done
but
by
I
the time this
really
episode's
actually
over.
want you to sleep too.
Nah, who needs it? All right, she's gonna roll.
Except
Okay.
yeah.
That's 2 successes from her, so she hits. Her phaser, she only has a type 1, so that's 5d6. She will.
No, I'm not searching for get stick bug roll.
Yeah, she's gonna charge her.
Ray is
her
asking
phaser.
what it is.
Oh, the stick bug. It's this meme
Yeah.
where it's like it's a little dancing little stick bug, and like sometimes they're like lines, and they rearrange themselves into the stick bug, and it's like you just got stick bugged.
There should be a know your meme page on it.
There should be a Know Your Meme page on it. I'll find it and I'll link it to you while I'm GMing. It's fine.
That website has saved my internet literacy.
Alright, she's gonna roll her damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I believe that.
I saw you tried twice to link the stick bug, and both times the filter would not let you.
Whoops.
I even got rid of the HTTPS one time. I thought that was the problem. The things I do. Anyway. Oh, I need to send you all the pictures I took today. I went on a gallivant around the Welsh countryside, so you can all live vicariously through me.
Please, I haven't left my home in weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so she
I get
does
that.
8 damage to the first one, the tripedal creature.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Kin.
and then does 4 more damage to the other one, the smaller one. As this, she like charges her phaser, and instead of a single beam, this like area cone effect bursts out of it, and it strikes both of these creatures. They both stagger back, very hurt. Okay, that will be...
Good to know that you can do buckshot with a phaser.
Yeah. Okay. And then the 2 security officers are both going to take phaser shots at them. I'll just roll both of them at the same time. Ooh, almost a 20. No. Yes. Okay. They both one succeeded. He's also going to do an area attack. A charge. So, woo. Okay. 6, 7. You gave orders to kill, right?
I authorized the use of lethal force last session, yes.
Okay. And then the stalk-like creature, it is skittering around, but one of them takes a regular phaser shot. Just this beam goes back, but he misses. The other security guard, the Benzite, also does the cone effect that Takin did and releases the cone, and just the tripedal stalk-like creature just fizzes into dust. And is no more. Now that it is unless you want to keep the initiative, which I don't think you can because you don't have any momentum.
We can't.
We do not have any momentum.
So the smaller creature, the not dog, will turn tail and run. It is skitters off.
Just call after it. Are you sure you don't want to negotiate?
The clicking subsides.
Situla's been feeling kind of punchy since almost getting murdered.
Figures. Okay. You will make it up to the rest of to the battle bridge unscathed. It's still nerve-wracking, just traveling in the darkness and with that pulsing light, but nothing else happens. Let's switch to let's switch to Mavrin. While you're heading down, yeah?
I was heading down with the 2 officers that we had in the med bay with me earlier.
Okay.
I think one of them was called Smith from some of the
I do believe
chatter you gave last.
Yeah.
You gave,
I believe-
yeah. I may or may not have written it down as you told us a name.
Yeah, hang on, let me
I have the Gwenhwyfar crew list up at all times, ready to add names.
I appreciate you. I did not write this down.
It's just Smith. You didn't give a first name.
Hang on, I'm just finding some last names. So
Smith
it's-
is their first name.
Yeah, Smith is their full name. No. We
Will
have...
Smith, Will Smith.
Grew up in the same neighborhood as Dave Evans Scott.
Yeah.
We were neighbors.
There's Smith and Santos.
Santos. Nice.
Captions getting it wrong both times. Santos. There we go.
Hey.
Okay. All right. So you're heading down. So you
Yeah.
are you gonna meet up? Are you gonna meet up with the captain and Daru, or are you just gonna try and find? Is there a specific location you're going to?
I'd assume the lower we get, or the closest we get to 16, 18, there'd be more injured. So I've got my full med kit. I've got all my gear, just in case I need to just, stitch anyone back up. So just going down as far as I can before we run into any trouble. So if there's anyone on the next level that needs help, we'll help them, and we'll just keep going from there.
All right, there is I don't want to say a distress signal, but there is a comm. Someone seems to have adjusted their communicator to put out a signal that your communicator picks up immediately as soon as you get onto the deck level. It seems that whatever they did, but it seems whatever they did may have limited the range, but also is just pinging anyone within range.
Yeah.
It's just a general distress call. It's just a need help, and you can
Okay.
your tricorder can ping and hone in on the direction easily enough. So I will have
Yeah, I'll head toward it.
What's your security score?
3.
Okay. Because I want y'all to roll more. Normally the security officers would roll, but I would like you to make a fitness security check. Difficulty will be I'll put it at 2.
Okay. So I need 2 decent dice for this then. Come on. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I've got a 6 and a 14, but the score I was heading for was 13, so I do have 1 success.
Okay. I'll give you a success at a cost. So basically you succeed, but there's a complication. There is that clicking sound again. You hear it, but you can't seem to find anything, and it just seems to be following you.
Okay.
But you manage to make it. You make it to a sealed door. You see, like, one of the corridors has this bulkhead sealed down, but it isn't down completely. It is actually stuck, and it's actually trying to go down. It's like going. It is stuck.
What's stopping it?
There is a piece of debris, sort of lodged at the bottom. Seems like a piece of the wall is sort of stuck out. And you hear from the other side the sound of... It's the sound of 2 voices sort of talking, and it's like, you're going to be okay. Hey, someone's coming soon. Someone's coming soon. You're going to be okay. And it's just sort of this whispered sound on the other side.
Everyone all right? Doctor's on hand. Do I get through this door?
Is that Dr. Mabrin?
Do I recognize the voice?
Yes, we're here. I mean, everyone knows you, so everyone has at least had a contact with you. So.
Everyone's seen the video I sent round introducing the crew, obviously. Yeah.
The voice, you hear footsteps come closer, and you see like a foot on the other from what you can see under the door as it comes out, and he's like, it's Ensign Osborne. I'm really glad you got the signal. We weren't sure. There's a leak in here. I think it's interfering with communications. But, my buddy,
Okay. How high is this gap?
It is...
Could I squeeze underneath?
Yeah, I'll say you can. It will be a check.
Okay.
So it's going to be a fitness... I don't know if security would be a good... Fitness, security, or... Which is higher? Fitness, security, or fitness, medicine?
Oh, fitness medicine for me.
All right, I'll say you're definitely you're just this need to just squeeze through to help someone. Well, so fitness medicine.
What difficulty?
I'll set this at 1.
Okay. Well, that's a 19, but I got a 3, which is lower than my security score.
Okay. Do you have what are your focuses?
Which is lower than my medicine. That's the one.
What's your focuses?
We've got emergency medicine, infectious diseases, trauma surgery, xenobiology, hand-to-hand combat, or composure.
I don't think any would apply. Sorry.
No emergency medicine? No.
I would say no because you're not actually doing the medicine yet. You're just trying to squeeze through. So.
Composure. Do I look cool doing it?
You look really cool doing it. but you always look really cool doing it. So, but you succeed anyway. So you squeeze through. What are your orders for the other 2 security guards that are on the other side? Do you want them to stay? Do you want them to try coming through?
From my knowledge of the ship, are there more rooms, or is this like an enclosed room?
So this is your as you squeeze through, you notice that there is the way I'm envisioning it is that seems like one long corridor, and like there's a bulkhead door that was dropped in the middle. And when you squeeze through the other side, you see that there is a ton of debris seems to have collapsed. The corridor seems to have partially collapsed, and seems to have trapped these 2 in between the bulkhead and the collapsed room. So basically it's a dead end here, because there's the corridor normally in a normal situation would keep going, and there would be doors to enter like quarters and different labs and stuff like that. But at this point, it seems it is collapsed and it's a dead end.
Right. Okay. So when I'm back through the other side, just very quickly, Smith or Santos, are either of you trained with a little bit of engineering enough to get this door open?
They both look at each other. We'll try our best. And you hear Osborne on the other side say, "I'm an engineer." She I'm
just going to give you I know your friend is hurt. From a quick, is Osborne hurt, or is Osborne okay?
She is.
Or am I going to have to do a triage?
You might have to do a triage.
Okay.
She says she's not hurt. She says, "I'm okay. It's Murphy."
It's Murphy.
I don't know. I tried to stop the bleeding.
I'm going to give you a. Okay. I'm just going to ask the group, what would you do in this scenario? Because my thoughts are, if I'm just going to quickly look this person over, and if they're okay, we can get the door open. Or do I look after the friend first and keep keep potentially 2 wounded officers and a medical officer who will be busy in a space where we don't know if something can get through the debris on one side, and then there's more corridor the other way?
I have a question
bulkhead's
about your talents, Rue.
Yeah.
Do you have the one that lets you diagnose an additional person?
I think that's like a triage or some field triage or something.
Field medicine, I think.
Oh, field medicine.
Or no, not field medicine. Triage.
Yeah, triage does the spend 1 momentum to diagnose, like in one turn, but it's repeatable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you have that one?
Yes.
You do? Okay. So if you
roll a medicine, get some momentum, and then use it.
Yeah.
No, I need to spend a momentum to do this. We don't have any momentum.
You can always add the threat. It's always an option.
So I have a question about the order of operations.
Okay.
If Rue rolls to diagnose Murphy, succeeds and rolls extra successes, can he then use the momentum generated for triage?
Yes. I will allow that.
If it works. Okay.
Yeah. So
if it works.
Right,
if it doesn't work, you'll just have to roll again for Osborne.
That's fine. Okay, I'll try and do a quick diagnosis of Murphy. I'll see what I can do for Murphy then.
Okay. Reason medicine.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a difficulty 2.
Okay. That's 2 successes.
Okay. So you head over to this officer. They are in science blue. Clutching they are pale. Like they are a let's say they're Bajoran as well as you.
A Bajoran named Murphy.
half Bajoran.
Half Bajoran, half human.
Married name.
Half Bajoran. All right,
Married
okay,
name.
possible. Mm-hmm.
Listen.
They married a human. It's fine.
Married a human, yes.
I'm adding them to the crew list, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
They're a science officer. You haven't figured out what they are yet, so.
Please give them an excessively Welsh first name to make up for Murphy.
I will.
Male or female?
They, them. Non-binary.
Kellen. That's a nice non-binary Welsh name for you. There aren't many.
Spell that
Would
for
you
me.
like to spell that because I don't trust the captioning?
No, that's fair. Celyn.
All right.
It means holly.
Aw.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Okay.
Kellen Murphy, they,
No relation to
Well-
Cillian Murphy.
Wouldn't it be?
It's too late now.
Wouldn't it be Murphy Kellen if they're?
It might be Murphy
It
Kellen.
would. It would.
Yes.
Murphy Kellen.
We are spending so much time working out the intricacies of this one-off character's name.
We are
Well,
naming
welcome to the
this
USS Avoid.
one half-dead science officer, but we've named none of the security that are escorting us around.
You've got
Welcome to
Smith
the
and
USS
Santos.
Avoidance. We're trying to make sure no one dies too quickly.
I mean,
Yes.
the way I've got it written down, Santos, Smith, and Mabrin sounds like a great band name.
I'd listen to that. That sounds like a great, like, 70s
Yeah.
folk band, yeah. Peter, Paul, and Mary, yeah. I'd listen to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Santos, Smith, and Maverick.
Okay, so you approach
Okay, yeah.
Murphy. They are,
Mhm.
their skin is like sweating, like they're sweating pale.
Mm-hmm.
There is a piece of debris, a piece of metal lodged into their side. And there's, the uniform is ripped. It seems that Osborne, she kept the thing in there. She didn't want to pull it out.
Smart.
Yeah. But yeah. Their
Okay.
hand is sort of resting lightly on it, and they barely register you're like kneeling next to them. Like their eyes just turn towards you, and just their breathing is heavy, light. Though.
Okay, alright.
All right.
Alright, so I've seen enough wounds like this in my time. So try and staunch the bleeding as much as possible. Osborne, if you're not feeling too queasy about this, come over here. I'd like some pressure on this.
Yeah, and you could see her hands are covered in blood as well. So you seem to think that she probably was trying to do that as well. So she will put her hand, put pressure.
Wait. Bandages. You can use the bandages instead of just bare hands. It's okay.
Sorry.
I just saw as the hands just came down. I was like, whoa!
No.
Infection! Stop. So we try put some pressure on this wound. I've got the skin regenerator next to me, the dermal regenerator. That's the word. Ready to go. I've got it sort of tuned up to some of the highest settings it's got, and I'll start to try and gently, from the inside out, try to knit together material and just lift the thing.
Okay. Make a control medicine check.
Mm-hmm. Difficulty?
I'll set it at 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is Osborne assisting?
Yes, Osborne will assist.
Control medicine, you say?
Yes.
Okay, that's 2 successes and one of them's critical success.
So that's 3 successes.
Yeah.
Okay, and plus a success from Osborne. So that's...
Mm-hmm.
Momentum!
You finally gained 2 momentum.
Ooh.
You guys spent a long time without momentum.
Well, and we've been spending this whole time
Managed?
like absolutely stocked up on it too, so I'm sure it made us all very twitchy. We're always like, yeah, we've got 5 and then 4 floating.
Fine,
This is fine.
All right.
This is very different from that first extended test.
Oh yeah. It makes me feel good. It makes me like, ooh, yes, you have a chance
Because we've just
to
been out here
fail.
being used to be able to spend momentum. Like,
Yeah, just making it rain with
Avery's
momentum.
just like, you can always add to threat, you
Yeah.
know.
I always had the threat. Okay. So yeah,
We can
so
always
you
add some complications. Just pepper them in for flavour.
just do the little whatever that meme is where he's dusting the
Salt Bay.
The
salt
salt.
guy. See, I know memes. Um,
So we
yeah,
haven't referenced Star Wars yet this episode, so like,
Vico's not
I
wearing
mean,
a
you
Star Wars
just
shirt
did.
either, so
You just did.
there's the
Oh.
jacket.
I don't know if I
contraire.
should tell
oh,
you
there
all
we go.
that I have never seen a Star Wars thing in my life.
Oh, bless you. Keep it that way.
I mean, fair.
Okay, I think
That's
the
not the
Clone
reaction I was
Wars.
expecting. I feel much better.
I think the Clone Wars is a wonderful piece of Star Wars media, and so is Star Wars: The Old Republic, and that's like it.
But we're playing Star Trek right now.
But we're playing.
Yeah.
Star- yeah. All right.
Reroute.
We'll talk about Star Wars later.
Yeah. After the show, during break, we'll talk about Star Wars. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you do exactly as you say, and do it in quick time. You've done this before. This is
Yeah.
it's sort of bringing back some memories of the war, but it is
It is what it is.
it is what it is. Some
Bada
color
bing, bada
returns.
boom. It is what it is.
Some color returns to their face, and they just like nod at you and just like barely mutter a thank you to you.
It's all right. Take some rest.
And would you like Osborne to try and open the door now that you've?
I'm gonna quickly have a look over at Osborne.
Okay. Yeah.
'Cause I
Reason
haven't
medicine.
done that yet.
Difficulty 1.
Oh, it's only one success, so.
That's okay. She has probably a minor concussion, but she seems to be like grinning and bearing it as best she can.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
like, you like whiz the like hold the little device against her head, and she like goes like this, and she's like, I'm okay.
I will be the judge of that. You're not perfect, but you are better than your compatriot here. I know that's not saying much. You have a slight concussion, so you can help, but take it easy.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
Alright.
if you can, see what mess the security lads have done, and see if we can help open the door.
Yeah, you can.
Alright.
She like calls under. She's like, "What have you done?" And the security guard. I did not mean to say it that mean. But the security guards are just like, "We're looking at a panel right now, and
You're looking at a panel. That's good.
we
Go on,
managed
I'll
to
give
open
you a
the
shove
panel."
if you need.
And Osborne's just like, "Yeah, great. And she opens the panel on her own, and we'll like reach in with some wires and just start going for it. She's gonna make a roll. Control engineering. Difficulty 1,
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Difficulty 2. Yeah.
Would it be difficulty 2? It's the kind of thing. It's like there's a backup on.
There's
off
no
switch.
power though.
Yeah, the power
So.
That's true.
situation.
But it's going.
Yeah, it is powered at this moment, though.
The power's a little faulty. That's the thing. She did roll 4 successes,
Okay. All right.
so
We're good.
We're keeping her.
Do we get momentum from that?
yes, you gain 2 momentum for that.
Oh, I'm so thankful we have momentum.
Oh,
Yeah,
we need
she
to add
just-
her
I
to
feel
the
better now.
to the crew list too.
Yeah. Just put it in as Osborne. I'll come up with an appropriate first name later.
Engineering.
Osborne.
Engineering, yeah.
Osborne Engineering.
Osborne Engineering. My first name's Engineering.
That's why I became a scientist. Just kidding.
Yeah, she just reaches in. There's a couple of sparks, and she goes, "Ah, shh." and then the doors go and just slide open. The security guards, Smith and Sanders, go like, "Oh." And she was just like, "I just had to reroute power. You could have done that." And then they were like,
Hey, security team is really good
I love her.
at what it does.
"Okay."
Yes, thank you, Chief of Security, Lieutenant Junior Grade Daru.
In your ears, just you hear Daru's being like,
We're
"Hey."
good at security.
Leave him alone!
Okay.
Technically, we would be close enough to make contact.
But I would have no idea.
Are we
what's
on
going
deck 8 or
We
deck
wouldn't
9? Because I
know.
think we went down a deck, didn't we?
You are on deck 12 because you're in sick bay.
Oh.
And you
Main
went
sick
down.
base 12.
Yeah,
you
okay,
went
alright.
down,
Were
we're
we on
at
12 or
16.
13?
So I would say you went down a couple levels. I would say you're on 15 because that's where there's starting to be some damage, like structural
alright.
damage. So
Mm.
okay, so you managed to do all that, so you can Osborne is going to go over and help Murphy up to their feet,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll start walking. And Osborne looks at you and she's like, "Where are we headed? Where should we go?"
You will need to be very stealthy. There are, whatever aliens they are in these decks. I'm half tempted to say stay here. I'm even more tempted to say come with us. Security team, what would you think?
Santos looks...
We'd be safer in numbers, or would they be safer here? Would they be safer trying to get up to deck 12 to the sick bay, where there is nobody?
The more there is of us, the more increased chance that there is that they'll find us. If we stick together, we can defend ourselves easier. But it increases the chance of us being spotted at all. We've already heard whatever those noises are. I think they know we're here.
You also have one person who's just starting to recover from being severely impaled.
Exactly.
That will increase the difficulty.
That will increase the difficulty.
As
But
opposed
I'm
to,
very
you know,
reluctant.
mildly impaled.
I'm very, very reluctant to send you off on your own.
Well, I mean,
I'm very reluctant to
I'm
send
just
these
saying.
two off of their own.
Technically, getting a splinter is being impaled, and removing a splinter, according to the Girl Scouts, is performing minor surgery. So,
Send a security officer with them.
And then there's
I
only
mean,
one
that-
security officer with me.
Yeah. Which is not a great situation,
No, it's not a great situation.
but
you could
nothing
also
about
leave them
anything
in a
is
room
good.
to be very quiet with a flashlight, just in case. And
Ensign Osborne, do you have a weapon on you?
Just a type 1 phaser.
They're both in. No, Osborne is in engineering gold, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any hand-to-hand technique fighting?
Just
Anything
the
at
basic
all
classes
other
at
than a
the
Type 1
academy.
phaser?
Yeah, just the basic classes at the academy.
Well, I do have my doctor's flashlight on hand. We've got a couple with the security officers here. Oh, God! It is 1:30. My decision-making skills at 1:30 have never been the greatest. In my defense.
Well, how about this? We're about an hour and a half in. Why don't we take a break and we'll let you think.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll be right back. We'll just,
Confer a little.
yeah, confer
For this commercial break.
come back after this commercial break. We will be right back in about 10 minutes. So 8:37 my time, so Eastern time. So 10 minutes, 27 or 37 past. We'll be right back.
Bye.
And we are back. Welcome back. We
Back.
just
Woo.
left off with a decision that needs to be made by the doctor.
Did we ever make an agreement about that?
Now we do not.
Nope.
You're muted, Rue.
No, we did not come up with a decision because I was investigating a strange noise outside my house.
Oh, did you figure it out? What was
Thankfully, I don't know what necessarily caused it, but there is a bin bag on the floor that was not there before.
it? A mystery.
If you were in my
Mysterious.
neighborhood, I'd say raccoons.
We do not have raccoons in England.
I
I
know.
said England. No,
Rue!
no.
Rue's Welshness
Oh my
card
God.
is
Oh
revoked.
no. Oh no. I'm just
I've
gonna hide
lost
here
Rue
lost
for the
it.
rest of the
Session.
game.
Rue has
I'm still
left
here,
the
but I'm
frame.
just hiding.
Oh.
Hey,
There he goes.
Oh, there goes the Batman.
that was Batman. He's done now.
He's done.
Apparently.
Okay. Okay. So,
Yes.
what's your decision?
Okay, so I think I have come up with a decision though.
Okay.
I am going to leave a security officer here
And they're gonna stay.
and safeguard them.
Okay.
And possibly and hopefully maybe get them up somewhere where there are people. The problem is with the communications array down is that I can't necessarily get any signal out of here in order to contact if any of my team are close, can I?
You can, if you leave the area, if you just like travel a few feet, because just travel. Like,
Okay.
a few feet, you can
If it's
walk
just
over
that,
and
then
be
yeah,
like,
sure. Yeah, sure. I'll just shuffle over a few feet then, and Lieutenant Commander Mabrin to any of the medical staff, please report in if you can hear me.
We're still in alpha shift, right?
Bearing in mind that probably all the medical staff will be on the move at this point because there's a shipwide emergency, so I don't think anyone's sleeping through this. So you have an opportunity to kill off the dadshood.
I do.
Yeah, but if you do it, I am never going to forgive you.
Do not hurt my space dads!
I thought the Klingon dads were your space dads, really.
What was Zada's his personality again? What was he like?
What?
I'm not
No,
saying
Don't do this to me.
I'm not saying that he's necessarily like Gabriel from Supernatural because I accidentally drew him like Richard Speight Jr. But
Okay.
You're also not saying that?
yeah,
Now I gotta
Pretty much.
remember how that character is
he's
like.
he's a bit
Have
less
you
of
ever-
an asshole than that.
Okay.
He's got like a joke just there waiting whenever, but he has enough seriousness to be like, okay, we are in a serious situation, so maybe I'll just turn it back to like a 4.
Instead of the 11 that it's always at. Okay.
This is why
Yeah.
both Daru and Moon love this character so much.
Okay. Yeah. Zada will tune in. He says, Zada here.
Where are you, Zata? Which deck?
15. We can't go any further down. It's sealed off.
It's sealed off. Oh, this is the part where if I was Mabrin Caris, I would know whether to say like section A, section B, or is it like section 2 or 4?
I'll say
Like which
you
part
are
of
in,
deck 15?
You are in section 4 beta.
Mhm.
And
Section
he
4B,
will tell you
gotcha.
I'm in section 6 delta.
All right. Are you with anyone else at the moment, Zata?
We've got a few
Other than your security team?
Yeah, we got my security team and a couple of wounded. A few. They're not too bad off. But...
Well, right, we'll head to you then.
Okay.
Right, everyone, let's scurry over to Section 6 Delta.
Okay. So let me write that down so I don't forget, because I will forget.
I almost forgot.
Okay. While you're traveling that way, let's cut back to the captain and Daru. So you come up. So you're trying to get to deck 16, right? So you managed to make it to
Yeah.
deck 15 with and the
Everyone's on deck 15. Party on
everyone's
deck 15.
Party on deck 15. You will. You go to one of the Jeffries tubes to head down to deck 16, and you climb in, and there's immediately just it's like there's a little porthole where you can climb down to go into deck 16. It is sealed off with a bulkhead.
Oh,
Okay.
You said the
Um,
hull breach was 16 to 18, right, Daru?
yes. Can I do a tricorder scan, figure out, is this bulkhead closed because right on the other side is the breach? Like, where would I know that based on knowing where the...
Make a reason science check with your tricorder. It's difficulty 0. This is
Oh, good.
going to be an easy
I
scan.
was gonna say, reason science is almost my worst score. I got 1 success.
Okay, you gain 1 momentum.
Unless hazard awareness would count.
Sure, I'll give it to you. So 2 successes?
Cool. I got 2 successes.
Nice. Okay.
We're full up.
Alright. You
Bard dice
detect-
actually treated me well that time.
Yay. I'm happy. I'm really happy because I gifted you those dice and I'm so glad that they're working for you.
I rolled so many 20s.
So there is life support on the other side. It is much more minimal even on this side. It seems the breach isn't right on the other side of the store. It seems that like it detected a breach. It couldn't activate the ship. Seems in the moment of impact, so to speak, the ship detected the breach, couldn't activate the force fields, and so instead elected to just seal the decks off.
Okay.
As an emergency. So it seems like the oxygen supply on the other side, the air supply, it is depleting. It seems there might be an opening somewhere where the bulkheads didn't seal properly. So it is
Okay.
breathable, but not for long. And you know that
Am I getting... Oh, I was going to say, am I getting any sort of read on how many life signs there are trapped in this portion of the ship? Did anyone survive?
Yes, hang on. I think I should.
I feel like that's not like if there's a hole out to the vacuum of space.
Well, it depends on how quickly the security measures went up. Because there are things put in place to protect ships when protect things when depressurization happens.
Okay.
And some
Yes,
of those
I'm
would
assuming
not
no one
be
survived the hole to space.
Yeah. Some of those measures would not be reliant on power. They would be
Right.
mechanical because of the potential
Just this
for...
kind of situation.
Yeah, there's it basically detected the breach and then immediately sealed. There might be like, I understand where you're coming from, Vico. There's like probably like a micro fracture of a opening somewhere that's leaking oxygen somewhere.
Okay.
So it's not like there's like a visible hole in space, because that would evacuate all the oxygen really, really quickly.
That would be
There's
dead.
That would be explosive.
Yeah, there is a fissure and it's leaking.
All right. I don't know much about space.
There's like a crack in the airplane window, and so the oxygen masks drop.
Yes.
But
everyone
not
is still
actually
alive.
immediately being sucked out the window.
So Daru is going to turn to the captain and say, "What is the goal here, Captain?"
The situation, as far as I am aware, is that we have a hull breach by a ship that may have originated in subspace. And potentially, the occupants of that ship are now running around my ship. Until we have a way to contain or remove them, I don't have enough sensor data to evaluate the damage without looking at it myself. I need to get a look.
Understood.
If we're able to find someone with a semblance of sentience and authority in charge of the ship that is making its home between decks 16 and 18, I would love to have a word with them, if at all possible. Before we go anywhere, I want to try getting in touch with engineering and see how we're faring on that front. I will let you figure out our best entry point and how we're going to move forward and who will be moving forward.
All right. So, stepping out of character.
Mhm.
Is there, I'm assuming somewhere on the ship there are like emergency oxygen masks, right?
Yes.
Like that seems like that would be a logical.
Like environmental suits, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Where are the
near
closest
airports.
EV suits
Um,
to where we
full-on
are right now?
EV suits will probably be by the nearest like airlock, which you can try to make your way to.
How
Um,
far away is that?
Um, narratively, not too far. It's on this. There's going to be.
Okay.
There has to be one pretty much on every deck. So I would say there is
Okay.
one on this deck. I would say narratively there will be one. It's not too far.
Okay. So this is just the player processing out loud. So the options are full on EV suits, which are a little bit farther away, or just like oxygen supplementals, which would be a little bit closer.
Yes. If we want to play this mechanically rules wise, I'd say full on EV suits would cost 2 momentum, and just the oxygen things would cost 1.
Okay.
We're full up on momentum. I don't mind spending 2 for EV suits.
Because I'm just thinking in Daru's mind, okay, right now everything in there is stable, but
Yeah.
if
could
something
change.
cracks, if that crack expands a little bit and we don't have magnetic boots, that's going to suck. So if you're all good with
Yeah.
that, I'd like to spend the 2 to get the full on EV suits for everyone. Awesome.
Yeah, I would rather not lose our chief security officer and our captain to the vacuum of space.
Yes, let's not miss the captain to the vacuum of space, please. So
while Daru is, just before we continue on that thread, while Daru is retrieving the EV suits, can I play telephone and contact main engineering?
Sure. You can contact someone on deck 19, sorry. And they can relay down to engineering.
Yeah, we have the.
I just want to know what the status of power is.
Okay. You relay down, and they say Isar will ask, and then you wait an unspecified amount of time. There's just this like heavy pause as like you're just sitting there waiting for a response, just like looking around, making sure that nothing is coming at you. And you get a response, and all you hear is, "Sir, Lieutenant Brosie's working on it. She says she can't give a good time estimate, but maybe 2 hours to get basic things online. She's working on it." Actually, I could have Rosie roll.
I would love to have Brosie roll. I would love to have Brosie take a momentum for an extra die and roll on that.
Okay, let me pull up her sheet.
I feel so bad for Brosie right now. There have been like at least 5 separate people requesting, "Hey, can you get the engines back on?"
I'm working
Hey,
on
can you
it.
just fix our shit? That would be
Fix her
cool.
shit, yeah. Alright.
Hey, simple request. Fix our shit.
The captain very specifically just wanted someone in engineering to give me a sense of what's going on and not, hey, Lieutenant Brosie specifically, please stop what you, my chief engineer, are doing
She's just
to
getting
update
Discord
me.
pins. She's getting Discord pings. I'm like, oh my god, I'm working
Bing,
on
bing,
it.
bing, 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 bing. Yes, I'm working
Can't I
on
mute this
things.
shit?
Some
At
personalized
Jay- at
ringtone
Jay
for the
Rosie.
captain. Just
Alright.
Mute this server for 8 hours.
Until I turn it back on. Okay. So this is going to be a difficulty 5 control engineering check.
Take a momentum. Maybe burn a value.
I already. Yeah, what are her values?
Her values are a ship's a crewmate like everyone else. I think that might apply.
That's fabulous.
I think that one.
Yeah, she'll spend one to get a full. She'll spend her. So it's 2 successes right off the bat.
Is she getting any assistance?
Yes, she has a whole crew of people assisting her. So yes, so she will have an assist, which I will roll right.
I guess the ship doesn't get to exist in this instance since the ship is not working.
The ship is not working, so no.
The
help
ship
from
is the problem.
The ship is the problem. Okay, let me just. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the talents sheet.
just imagine me like covering the ship's ears. Don't talk about her like that.
You're not a
She's doing her
problem.
best.
Nobody said that.
I just
Now
want
I'm
to-
imagining a ship with ears, and it's an amusing image, especially because I made the ears Vulcan.
Of course, they always have to be welcome. Okay. Okay, so she's going to use her talent, Jury Rig, which is whenever she attempts an engineering test to perform repairs, she may reduce the difficulty by 2 to a minimum of 2. If you do this, however, then the repairs are only temporary and will last only a single scene, plus 1 additional scene per momentum spent before they fail again. So if this is okay for her to do, she'll do it.
So we've spent 1 momentum
So far.
to give
for
her an extra dice.
Okay. She already has 2 successes. It would actually cost 2 momentum to get this 3rd dice because she did her. She gained a dice from her determination, so the next die, the 4th die to roll would cost 2.
Okay.
So that's 2 momentum.
So we have 4 momentum left.
Yes.
Is everyone cool spending 2 momentum for Brosie?
I would like the ship
Right.
to be working, yes.
Hard same.
We will spend 2 momentum.
Okay, so that's 3 dice.
Mhm.
Yes, 3 dice plus her.
And
already
using the
2
jury rigging.
And using the jury ring, so difficulty be 3. Sorry, has 2 successes, so she just needs to roll 1. Kai, do you want to roll just a single d20, and if they roll a 15 or lower, then it's a success for an assist.
Okay.
Okay.
You make faces when you roll, and it makes me so nervous.
Okay.
That's
help,
entertainment.
Any help from assist?
You said less than 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rolled a 14.
Okay.
Nice.
That's 6 total successes with a difficulty 3. So you gain 3 momentum.
Fuck yeah.
She did roll a natural 20.
So-
Oh no.
Rosie.
Oh, Brosy. Oh, Brosy.
We could spend 2 to negate that, but
We wouldn't have any left.
no, we just got 3.
Ooh,
Oh right.
So we
We
have
have
4
5
right
right
now.
now.
5. Awesome.
So if you want to spend 2 to
This
get
is
rid
more
of that
comfortable
complication.
territory for us.
I want to spend 2 to get rid of that complication. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's worth it for this.
Mm.
Good idea. All right. Yeah, and it was the Star Trek dice that rolled it too. My special,
Yeah.
my special
Nerd.
Betrayal.
Star Trek dice. Yeah,
The nerve.
the nerve. All right. That
So
will...
since we spent 3 momentum on that roll, that means the jury rig will last for 3 additional scenes.
It'll last until a scene, but you spend momentum to keep it going.
Okay,
So it's gonna last until
that was not clear to me.
Yeah. So basically, I'm gonna say this will last until we switch away from Daru and the captain. This is kind of like this is still part of the same scene. So yeah, you get a you hear it before you see it or get the communication that it happened. You especially you, Captain, you hear first that the sound throughout the ship. There's the EPS conduits just sort of spring to life, like the Jerry Jeffries tubes. There we go. The little blinking lights just start flickering on, and it's still a little dark in here. Like the emergency reserve lights turn on.
Better
Yeah.
than we had.
Better than you had. And then you get a communication says, we managed to realign the antimatter injectors. They were unsynchronized. We just Lieutenant Brosy resynchronized them. It's working, Captain.
Security team is not good at engineering. What can I say?
It's not their job.
No, it's really not.
So
Do you mean
out
none
of
of them just
character,
have like a little side hobby of like tinkering with panels and things?
I'm sure 1 or
seeing
2
what
of
they
them
can
do.
make?
none of those that are accompanying us.
No.
Yeah. Those are all the Gamma Shift security team.
So out of
Delta shift,
character,
I'll have you know.
would I
Thank you.
know what? Is this just powering like life support and emergency lights?
So what you gathered by what they told you, and the I won't say it in character, but they basically told you they got the warp core on for now. They're still working on getting propulsion and engines and sensor, like everything. They completed 1 step in what is going to be a multi-step process of getting everything else back on.
Okay.
So it's an extended task.
It's a challenge,
Is what you're
quote
saying.
unquote. It's sort of an extended
Right,
task.
right.
It's like just a bunch of rolls after each other.
Okay.
Because none of the player characters are doing it. I'm not making an extended task because I don't want to just everyone to watch me roll for 10 minutes. So it's like a behind the scenes kind of thing that I'm working.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
So, is Daru going to be able to do something to gain access to the breached area?
You can, now that there's power, you can easily enter your override to the bulkhead and open it.
Cool. I will do that.
Okay.
Before we
And-
jump in,
Yes.
Okay.
one last thing. I'd like to relay down to Lieutenant Brosy to prioritize a subspace containment field.
Okay. Then we'll get to work on that.
obviously fix everything, but that's priority number one.
She will assign a team to it. She'll get a team.
Yeah. So I will distribute the EV suits. We'll tell everyone to stay back. I will open the bulkhead and see what I see.
Okay. You open it up, and it opens into the darkness. It seems the lights might not have worked on the deck below, but there is still that pulse of the red alert lights. There's
At this point, if any of us see like any sort of red light at any point for the next month, we're all going to be like, ugh.
Yeah. So we don't go to red alert again next month.
There's a slight you can't feel it because you're in your EV suits, but you're the sensors on your EV suits will detect it. There's a slight breeze of air just sort of starting to started to flow into this, as if the pressure on the other side was less, the way the pressure moves.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Science.
Yeah,
it is dark down there. The more you know. There is you don't see any. There's nothing jumps out at you. I'm not gonna do a jump scare at you because not how I do horror.
So I would like to, with probably me, captain, security officer.
Cool.
Okay. Would be how I would want to do that.
All right.
And just go until we find something.
Okay. Do you want to take do you have your tricorder out? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And can I adjust my implants to register more on that the end of the spectrum where we were hearing the clicking noises?
Sure. I will keep that into account whenever that will come into play. I'll say because of that, I'll count that as kind of an advantage for detecting them, which might make it easier to avoid them. So
cool.
And I mean, Daru and I can use hand signals and sign to communicate.
Yeah, Daru is used
That's why I went with Daru.
Okay. So you are prioritizing finding the ship or finding crew?
The ship.
Captain?
Ship, okay.
The ship.
I want to get the thing that hit us away from us.
All right,
with everything that belongs on that thing away from us.
Nice. Okay, so this is going to be a difficulty 1 reason science check, Daru.
Still a really bad score.
Would you like me to take that roll with my tricorder?
I got 2 successes again, so.
Yay.
Yay.
Okay, you are picking up tetrions, and you are detecting them. It's kind of like a radius. You're detecting trace amounts, and you're starting to detect them get stronger to a certain point. You are detecting that their source is starting to come from decks. It's down a deck on deck 17, section 5 beta.
Okay, I will show the tricorder to the captain, and we will start making our way there.
Okay. Make a fitness security check for me.
This I'm good at!
Difficulty 2.
Focus will apply?
Yes.
But Daru, if you fail it, then we meet not dogs.
I know! I want to fail.
I want you to not fail.
Are gonna also come down on the don't fail side.
You failed, didn't you?
I rolled a 10, which is a success.
Okay.
And I rolled a 16, which is a failure because my fitness is only 11.
Oh
No, that's a success. I can math. I increased my security. That is a success. I succeeded.
All right, you succeeded.
I don't get to find anything.
You got my hopes
Avery
up.
made
yet.
the fake oh no of a DM who's really excited to do something
However, I feel
bad.
like I should also roll a Claros
tragic.
check. So we're going to see what happens with this.
Yeah, see how Daru's
Oh, I'm
feeling.
good.
You're good? Okay.
I'm good.
Keeping it
yeah.
under control.
Mostly
Right.
just excited. I rolled like 5 successes on that.
Okay. Okay. You managed to travel through this corridor, and it's just there's that weird like there's like this like rushing in, you can hear your own heartbeat because you're like contained
I hate
in
that
this
sound.
EV suit. You can hear it, and it's starting to like it's just the feeling of being contained in your EV suit and just walking through. I don't want to set up your claustrophobia. I was starting to say,
Like
I started
it.
describing this, and I was like, wait, that's gonna set off claustrophobia. Never mind.
You're good, but let's stop there.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. So you're heading through. You managed to get down another deck without issue. There's a few times where you pick up that clicking sound, Captain, and you immediately like stop and have everyone stop and make sure their lights are like directed towards the right positions. And then the clicking goes away, and then you stop. The clicking now is sort of constant, Captain. It's not as active as you've like whenever because you've seen these creatures and you know how loud it gets when they're active and near you. This is just a low-key little, just ever so slightly, just every few seconds there's just a little click, and it gets a more, you hear more of these clicks. It becomes more consistent as you get closer, and you manage to just stand outside another bulkhead that has come down in between you, and you are directly outside section 5 beta. And there is you're detecting on your tricorder, Daru, massive damage to subspace. I'm just gonna give this to you straight away because it's so obvious that like even
All right.
it is.
I will show that to the captain.
Yeah, this bulkhead, whatever's on the other side, there is a hole in
Now-
space-time that is
In
you could almost
space-time.
fly through. Yeah.
Now, what would your average person who went through the academy know about the impact of a hole in space-time on your physical being? Like, what parameters would I know?
It really depends on the hole. It depends on what caused the hole, what the hole is
Touche.
doing. Is it expanding? Is it shrinking?
What, is this one changing size, or is this one static?
That might require a roll.
I feel like I should not be the one rolling for that knowledge.
I would
With a
like to
11.
know if I, as someone who is being sent to the Shackleton Expanse, would have any information on known impacts of interacting directly with subspace. Like, is that something we have research on, or is that something that we don't really have?
I mean,
We only
there
have,
have been
theories.
like direct exposure to the open of subspace, like being put in subspace. It will, I mean, the radiation alone will mess you up. The fact that there's no oxygen, like you're in EV suits right now, so you get the sense that you might be able to survive a little bit. Like ships have traveled through subspace before. Ships rely on subspace to travel.
Yeah, that's
faster
yeah.
than light. So, and there are such things called subspace corridors where you can travel through subspace to end up, but they're basically wormholes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's hard to do like experimentation to see how humanoid bodies would do because that's iffy. I mean, you can try doing holodeck simulations and stuff like that. My answer to you is inconclusive. It is definitely very dangerous. And there's an Oliver. Hi, Oliver.
I was wondering if there was any, like, if you go through there and come in contact with subspace, you know, you're going to lose whatever limb you put through there or something like that. Like,
will your insides become your outsides?
Right.
Yeah.
Because the Shackleton is known for subspace bubbles.
Yes.
But I guess
Yeah.
nobody has intentionally gone through the subspace bubbles.
Subspace, the Shackleton Expanse has a variety of unknown and untested subspace anomalies. So, generally you are safe because you are in a starship with shields.
Yeah.
There are no shields right now.
That is not the case right now.
Can I do a scan on the what's behind the bulkhead to see, like, is it a circle? Is it like a line that's a tear? Is it growing or shrinking? Is there like mass behind it? What's the status of like the environment back there and stuff?
Okay, make a reason science check with your tricorder. That's going to be Oliver. Sorry, I just saw him yawn. He was so sweet.
He's very cute.
Love him.
This is going to be difficulty 3.
Right, I'm going to take a momentum for an extra dice. What am I rolling?
Reason science.
All right, this is not awesome, I have to say. Holy shit.
Is that good or bad?
Every time you react to a dice roll, I wait in suspense to, like, hear the number.
So my goal number is 11.
Okay.
I rolled a 5, a 6, and an 11.
Wow.
Ooh.
Dang! Nice.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, you, so right off the bat, you detect, on the other side of this bulkhead, there is a, it's into a cargo bay. It's one of these sections is into a cargo bay. There is a ship. There is the hull of a ship on the other side of this bulkhead. You're also detecting in the bulkhead itself a fissure, a like hairline fracture, that is leaking air into the space. There is with the proper amount, sorry, I'm trying to think. There is a hole in subspace in the fabric. It's undetectable with your eyes, like it's not visible, but you can tell that there's a space on the other side of the quote-unquote fabric of space. Like, basically, if you think of the universe as like a wall, on the other side where subspace is, there's a space that seems to be, it seems to be kind of like a hallway through subspace, and it seems to exit inside the ship. And you figure you could probably open the fissure, open it to physically step through, and basically it's a subspace corridor, very small, very localized subspace corridor that you could possibly slip through and get into the ship.
Well, does the captain communicate that to me? That's what I will start with.
So I will absorb this information and then summarize my findings to Daru and our as of yet unnamed security buddies.
I named them. I named them while y'all were talking. I named them, so I can.
Hey.
Awesome. Who are they?
What
one
are
of
their
them-
names so
one
I
of them-
can send them to their death?
One of them is, yes, as soon as you name them, they will die. One of them's a Saurian. It was a reptilian
Ooh, yay! I think
named
Saurians.
Zook. Z-U-K, Zook.
That's such a good name.
And a Bolian named Sol, which is S-O-L-L, Sol.
Why did you have to choose my two favorite species?
What are their ranks?
We've got more Bolians on the ship.
Plenty of Bolians. They're both ensigns.
The captions haven't been very happy with us this
No,
episode.
they have not.
Drew's got
It
his
has
work
been
cut
a
out for him.
journey. So Daru's instinct is to take one of the ensigns and go through this little corridor. Distinctly not have the captain go through the corridor. I don't think the captain will agree with that, but that is Daru's instinct.
I would just like to
Captain's
make
not
my
happy about
distress
that.
known at this.
The captain can. This is Daru's first suggestion: is I will take one of the ensigns and make sure it's safe to get through the corridor. And
Why
then
am I
you can
just
go through the
imagining
captain.
the two ensigns like pointing at each other like
That one's going. No, that's going.
They go-
It is
they go,
fully
"Not
the
it."
captain's prerogative to tell Daru they are going through the corridor. Or she is going through the corridor. It is captain's prerogative.
What you doing, Captain?
There's no good options. Huh.
There's really not.
call Situla. Situla will come down and go through the corridor.
Sichuan is supposed to be busy getting sensors up.
Yeah.
I'll get to you. Don't
So
worry.
before we go, I would like to, while the three security people are arguing over who's going to go through, the captain is going to relay up to Battle Bridge what they found.
Okay. So we'll cut up to the battle bridge. Oh, yes, Rue.
Would the medical team hear the captain go, yeah, there's a hole in space-time. And we all have to go.
Yes, because I would probably end up relaying through you, because you would be.
Yeah.
We're only two
You're on
above
deck
you, yeah.
15.
Yep.
You're
So I would
do you wanna do
be
that?
relaying to you and relying on.
Do you want
You
to
to
do that?
relay
Because
up.
I'm
Corridor in
going
our
a
ship.
little bit longer with the scene.
Secondary question: is
Yeah.
this the end of the scene?
We're getting close. We're starting to push it. You're starting to push it. As soon
Are we going to
as
spend momentum for repairs to last?
I would like to spend momentum to carry it on to the next scene.
so whoever we cut to next,
That's-
it'll keep going. So
That's one momentum.
yes, one momentum to keep it going.
So we're down to 2. I think it's worth it.
Me too.
Yes.
I would like
Yeah,
the ship
agreed.
to continue to work.
My
At least
goal
until we figure
here,
out what to do with the subspace corridor.
my goal here with this communication is not to get stuck at medical, but to make sure
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
information gets all the way up to Situla specifically.
Okay.
If only to taunt you with the fact that we are encountering this without you.
Oh yeah,
It's okay. Sichela
would
encountered
make
the
me
big scary
upset.
monster without Daru. So
that's true.
So yeah,
It's
so
revenge.
Mabron, you relay this back. Continue the relay up, or do you have any thoughts before?
Oh, I have plenty. I have
I'm sure
plenty,
I will
but
hear
I'll
those
relay the
thoughts
message.
after the information is relayed.
Maybe. But for now, the message is being relayed.
Okay. You got this information, Sichela.
There's a hole in space-time. They're thinking about
My first
going through it.
instinct, Sichela's first response is, "And you're going through it without me?"
I mean, it wasn't
kind of
necessarily
shouts
their
that
choice.
with no context for the rest of the battle bridge to hear.
It chirped through your comm badge, so they probably all heard it as well.
That's true.
Dave Evan is very aware of this shit.
Yes, you are aware of this too.
It's like,
Why are we contacting the science officer before the first officer? That's the other side of it, isn't it? Second in command is going, there's a what now? On our what now?
there's a what? That is someone else's problem. I'm going to focus on the immediate issue. There are lots of people trained to deal with holes in space-time. I'm going to continue focusing on making sure everyone's following the emergency protocols and no one's falling down.
So, if Brosy gets the subspace shield working, what happens to the tiny subspace corridor? Is my concern.
If you want to make a roll
I do.
to see if you can figure that out.
Oliver is lying on top of where I would normally roll my dice. So.
You take your book on skulls.
I take my book on skulls and I roll my dice on top of it.
This episode sponsored by Skulls.
We are not sponsored.
just in general.
All of us have
So
skulls, at least as far as I know.
hopefully. Oliver's got nothing going on inside his.
No. Just
But
But he still has one.
What am I rolling?
This is going to be Reason Science. Also the difficulty of 3.
Do you want a
You
momentum?
are not happy with me.
I do want a momentum.
Take a momentum. We'll be down to 1.
Okay, success, and I rolled a 5, which is my science score.
What are your
as
focuses?
my third. Yeah, I don't think any of them are going to work here. Protocol, anthropology, botany, genetics, composure, and xenobiology.
No. It'd have to be more subspace focused.
Yeah.
But you do get 3 successes, so you do know.
I mean, I also have the walking encyclopedia.
Oh, what does that do?
Such a good talent.
You do have to spend 2 momentum for it, which I don't want to do.
We don't have
But
it.
it's
What does
once
it
per
do?
session. When you attempt a task, you may spend 2 momentum immediate in order to gain an additional focus for the remainder of the session.
Oh! Ooh!
However,
good
any
talent.
task using that focus increases in complication range by 1, as you're not a true expert.
Oh, that's so cool.
So I'm going to keep that in my pocket for later.
When we say
Very nice.
session, do we mean like the entire episode or literally just like the parts of the episode?
I would say the
entire
parts
game
of it.
session.
The game session. I know.
That didn't answer my question.
So this part.
When we stop play for the night, the session is over.
Thank you.
Sorry. Okay.
Sorry, I did definitely just say exactly what you asked to answer your question.
Okay.
That's okay.
Words are hard.
Yeah.
All right. So your question again was, will that shield? So the subspace containment that Brosi is supposed to be working on.
Yeah.
Will
What is
that?
that going to do to the corridor that
Um,
the captain and Daru are apparently about to go through?
if activated and placed near the corridor, it will block it off. But it has to be activated and it has to be put in proximity. So.
Okay.
It won't be like an accidental, whoops, they were in the middle of that and it's gone.
Yeah, what Rosie is feasibly thinking of doing is a localized containment field, like a force field that, like, kind of like the one they did on the in the brig with the Davidian, but for subspace instead of phase. So yes, so it has to be localized. It's not like the ship's shield that'll do the entire ship. It's a localized.
Okay. Trying to figure out what Situla could infer from the information given.
You wanna? I'd say if you want to spend momentum for a question, you get a free one too as science officer.
I get a free one.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
do you
You
I?
have to
be assisted by the ship?
spend
or
a momentum.
Yeah, and I can't be assisted by the ship while the ship is.
Yeah,
Not
you have to
working.
get sensors working in order to do that. And you
Okay.
have power, so you could feasibly try to get sensors working.
I would like to do that since.
Okay.
I mean, I'm like kind of grumpily about it. 'Cause like, oh my god, a subspace corridor. That's so cool. Mutter, 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 grumble, grumble, as I'm working on getting the sensors back up.
Okay. So what you're doing is you're trying to realign the sensor array, and you have the ship is powered right now, so you have the ability to do that from where you are. The console is working, so you can manage. You can. Otherwise, you would have to go to the sensor array itself and manually realign it. But because there is power, you can do it from the battle bridge. So make a control science check.
Okay.
This is going to be difficulty 4.
Can Z be assisted
Ooh.
by Ensign Rivera Enos, who is the engineer who jury-rigged the
Yes.
sensor station?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I am also spending a threat to increase the complication range. I'll do it by 1.
Would you like to take our last momentum to get an extra die?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Okay. Let me just pull up
Avery wants us all dead.
No, I don't.
Okay, also I have the cautious trait. Whenever you attempt a task with the science discipline and you buy 1 or more d20s by spending momentum, you may re-roll a single d20.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
This is going to be a control engineering from the engineer as well. So no help.
I only have 3 dice.
So you're gonna need a crit.
I thought Z was getting assisted by the ensign.
But no help.
Ensign didn't succeed.
She rolled, but
Ah,
she
okay,
didn't
sorry,
help.
sorry.
Okay, I got a 5 and a 12, which are both under my control science, and I'm
Okay.
re-rolling the 19 that I rolled. It's a 3.
Okay. What are your focuses?
What are my focuses? Protocol, anthropology, botany, genetics, composure, xenobiology.
As much as I really want to help you out here, I don't know if any of those apply.
Mm.
Can I use a value?
You'd have to say so before you rolled, but you can use a value to re-roll as many dice as you like. No.
I don't want to risk getting a complication at this point.
Okay, so that's just a failure.
Eh.
Do you hate it when you fail?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you try aligning the sensor array, but it just doesn't go.
I have a question, Avery.
Yes.
If the ship has power, can the ship assist?
Oh yeah, sure. I'll
Oh,
have the
yeah.
ship assist. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
Good
Yeah,
call,
sure.
Captain.
Thank you. God bless you.
What is the ship? I mean,
the Gwen will roll
it would be sensors science?
sensor science. Yeah. So 14.
I rolled a 7!
Hey.
Woohoo!
So that's another success.
Yeah.
How many success total? Then
4.
4. Okay, you did it.
We did
Ah!
it.
Also, I
Yeah,
miss
we
it
did
by the
it.
ship, so I get a momentum that I can spend on
That's
questions.
true. So, what would you like to ask?
Does it have to be related to the sensors?
Yes.
Okay.
Sensors related questions that would help us.
Feel free to offer
Are there any more
suggestions.
ships approaching?
Are
Yeah.
we at so you didn't do a scan with the sensors, this is just realigning them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't be able to necessarily ask questions about something that we would have to scan for.
What do we not need to scan for?
Is there a way to keep
I thought that was such a profound question. Sorry.
Is there a way to keep the sensors working? Even in the event that Brosie's jerry rig starts to fail?
I'd say yes, if you can. Sorry, I'm trying to think. Yes, you can. You would have to have Rosie probably realign some of the backup generators, which are probably have kicked back online as well. Some of the backup generators are probably like, you don't know what Rosie is doing down there. You don't know specifically how she's keeping everything running. But you can make an assumption that one of the priorities is to keep a backup generator, get that going again, because those went down as well. Get that going in case the jury rig fails. So, yes, if you can keep some of the, if the captain agrees, and like, if you can afford to reserve energy, like channel energy from the backup generators to the sensors, it will have a cost. Like something will have to be sacrificed in order to keep the sensors going.
Right. I think right now the priority, at least in Situla's mind, for energy is to get the lights on.
Okay.
Because that seemed to demonstrably weaken the not dogs.
the monster really weaken.
But then
do
Daru
wanna-
will only have to hit each one once.
Yeah.
Alright. I do want to mention, just out of character, that the captain did direct Situla at the end of last session to get an idea of what's going on outside the ship, if at all possible, with the sensors.
And now
So
that they're on,
that-
you can make a check. To
I would like to do that.
Okay. Do you want to do
I'm-
that now, or do you have? Any
I'm
more
just not
questions?
sure I want to, like, until I know if there's anything happening outside the ship, I don't want Brosy redistributing too many resources towards this, because we have problems inside the ship that
Mhm.
may need the power more.
We have power for the rest of this scene with you, so run your scans while we can.
Yes.
Is
I'm running
kind of
my
what I'm saying.
scans.
Like, scan outside, scan inside, scan upside down, whatever you need to do. But
Yeah.
until we
Close-
generate
yeah, that's
momentum, we
right.
can't carry it forward anymore. So.
Right.
Unless you want to do multiple different rolls, I can boil this down into one check to check the outside, the inside, everything. It'll be a little bit
Do
more
you want-
difficult, but
Multiple rolls? Yeah, I want multiple rolls.
More
Okay.
chances for momentum.
okay. So make a reason science check. This is which one are you checking first, outside or inside?
Outside.
Outside. Okay. Difficulty will be 3.
Again.
Assisted by the ship because it's
I am
Assisted by the
sensors.
ship.
assisted by the ship. What was it? Reason science?
Mm-hmm.
Ha! 2 successes.
1 from the ship.
And a 3rd success.
You succeed.
Ooh.
Okay.
And because we use the sensors, we get +1 momentum for questions when using them, because we have high resolution
the
sensors.
high resolution sensors. Yes.
So we have
You have 2
two
questions.
questions.
We have 2
Nice.
2 free questions.
All right. Ask,
I love this.
So, first, you scan outside. What are you specifically scanning for? Are you just scanning in general? Is there looking at the status of certain things that might or might not have exploded?
My
We
first
may or may not just have gone through a supernova event.
Yeah, I do. Engines have been offline. I have many concerns about the ship drifting into something. So I want to make sure that's not happening. I want to make sure there's no like ship movement.
Okay.
And I want to also make sure there are no other ships around us. Like, I want the only ships in the area to be the Gwen and the one that's lodged in the Gwen.
Okay.
That would
I
be
mean,
my
ideally,
preference.
that one wouldn't even be here, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
yeah, I
will
was thinking
start
that.
like what's immediately outside the ship and then expand from there, further out, which is how the scan would work essentially. You are not detecting any other ships in proximity, except for
Wonderful.
the ship currently lodged in the side of the hull and the Gwen. That's about it. I'll give this to you, just because it's pretty obvious and glaring. You tap on the console and you immediately like detect no ships. Good. And you're like, okay, let's check on the star that went supernova. Make sure there's no star there anymore.
Okay.
In its place is an accretion disk and a black hole.
oh,
Black hole formation speed run.
oh, we need to leave. Oh, we need to leave.
We do need to leave. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of this place. It is it okay. Would Situla be justified in finding it weird that the black hole formed that quick?
Is this one of your questions?
I'm asking from someone who has some knowledge of how black holes work about a character, about something that a character who lives in a world with space travel would probably already know.
Okay. I will say it's probably not. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Okay. So that's not hinky shit.
No, you get the sense that this was an incredibly. There is something hinky about the fact that this star went supernova very quickly and formed a black hole really quickly. It is not like
Okay.
this is completely
That-
impossible kind of hinky. It's sort of a that's weird.
Okay, yeah, my question was whether or not Situla would raise the proverbial eyebrow over how fast everything had happened.
I mean, given that we as players realize that this is very fast for this to have happened, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Situla's like, given how fast that star went supernova, I guess it makes sense that it would have turned into a black hole very fast. But this is all very fast for this.
Yeah, everything is star life cycle is has the fast forward. Anyway,
I mean, there is a hole in space-time.
there is a hole in space-time.
Given that I, the art major,
We're
consider this
moving
to be
very
very
slowly.
fast.
And we are having problems with little space-time monsters existing on our ship. So I'm just gonna... Situla is just going to be like, oh, so space-time's kind of fucked in this area, huh?
Yeah, that's sort of what you're gathering.
And move on to more immediate concerns like the fucking black hole.
Yeah.
Are we moving towards the black hole? Are we being drawn into it?
You are currently in a degrading orbit.
Okay, how...
You are far away right now. I'll count this as part of your first question.
Okay.
You are far away enough that it will take. You're not in immediate danger. Like it's not like within the next 10 minutes you're gonna start spaghettification and start stretching out and dying, which is my favorite science term, spaghettification. It's great.
This entire episode is just an excuse for you to say that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I hate that the captions got spaghettification correctly,
But it can't swear.
but I can't swear, and it keeps getting my name wrong.
This is
Yeah.
the bad place.
Just let me say fuck.
Okay.
Anyway,
This is what
so-
our TV show is like to the syndication. Just like, let us swear, please.
Please.
what's the
Let Captain Obercrisian say fuck.
Over
Legally,
say
Captain
fuck.
Obercrisian cannot say fuck.
Nor can we get Oprah's name right.
Nope.
Oprah.
Oprah. And
To be fair,
you get
I
a black
also-
hole. You get a black. You get.
To be fair, I also think Oprah deserves the right to say fuck.
I mean,
she does.
I mean, that's almost
sorry,
dismembering
anyway.
the British monarchy. Yes, she deserves to say fuck.
Okay, back to it. Let's bring it in.
So
Sorry.
how
Okay.
long exactly do we have before we're like at the event horizon?
You have, I'd say, probably 6 hours before things start getting noticeable.
Okay.
Like when effects will start happening, and then maybe another 4 hours after that, when you will be past the point of no return.
Okay. I relay this to Dave Evan. In a sort of, okay, this is the time limit that we have for engineering to get the engines running again, and I would prefer if we stayed in a safe zone of, like, say we have the engines running at 4 hours from now instead of literally right when we get to the event horizon.
Yeah. That sounds like the preferable option.
And we should also, because we are dealing with literal space-time monsters running amok on our ship, and that's kind of taking a lot of people's bandwidth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We need this to not spread super far.
Yeah.
We have enough, everyone has enough to worry about without knowing that we are drifting towards a black hole. So we do need to figure out how to communicate that to as few people as possible and still have it make it to Brosy.
Right.
Wait, the ship's engines. Wait, we have the jury rig. Does that mean ship communication is back up?
Rosie can make a check to see if she can get those back up. If you would like to relay, if you would like to if you want David Evan to relay down to Rosie, I will count
That was
this.
a question for me.
Yeah, if you want David Evan to relay down to Rosie, get communications up, I will count that as part of the scene. So
yes.
the power will still be working.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay. So you relay down, so she will make a check. I'll set this at difficulty 3 because I like that number. It's the luckiest number. She will get assisting
Is she
from
being
the ship.
assisted by the ship?
She will get assisted by the ship. And probably
She-
will have her engineering team assisting her as well.
Okay.
So, Vico, do you want to make a roll for me as one of the assisting ships? Or actually, Lexi, why don't you roll it? So just roll a single
Sure.
d20. This will be have to roll under 12 for the assistant character. Let me roll Brosie's number, which is going to be control engineering.
For the ship, would it be communications engineering?
Yes.
Awesome.
I rolled a 7.
Okay, that's a
Yay!
success. She also got a success.
I needed a 13 and I rolled a 13.
Okay.
Yay!
That's 3 successes with a complication.
Oh god, okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Communications
Hit me
are
with
back
it.
up. I will give you that. So you can immediately just
Okay.
ship communications are back up for now.
For now.
For now. I'm just gonna bank that as threat.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
oh
God.
boy.
Love it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So for the remainder of the scene, at least unless you want to keep power going, you can.
Okay.
So you can communicate directly to Brosy, to so yeah, you as you're doing your sensors, you suddenly get a ping from Brosy. She's like, Brosy to Lieutenant David Evan Scott.
So okay. how able are you to know something and be the only one that knows it?
I mean, is this like secret crush level of secret or
No, this is I need you to act like everything is fine while there is, hypothetically speaking, something along the lines of a black hole forming like next to us.
I assume that's the thing you don't want me to say out loud that I almost just said out loud.
Depends on whether or not you're capable of not saying that out loud.
I can not say that out loud if that's something I'm not supposed to say
Okay.
out loud. Okay.
Be aware that that is non-hypothetically our situation, and relay from Sigilla that we need to not be here anymore when that happens.
Cool.
So we're in a bit of a bind, but everyone is kind of already losing their marbles about the critter issue we've got in the halls and stuff. So to
Yeah, we
avoid
ran into
some
a few of
sort
them,
of
yeah.
mass panic, we're trying to keep this on the down low. So I understand that that's not fun, and I'm very sorry to have to ask this of you, but I'm really going to need you to keep that to yourself.
Okay, yeah. I can do that.
Sigil's like, "Psst, give her the time frame.
Remind Lexi what the time frame is.
We have
6
maximum
hours.
Okay.
10
Max.
hours before things become irreversible. We have like 6 hours.
Okay.
6 hours
Preferably
initial
like-
impact.
Safe timeline, we've got like 4 hours.
Okay.
And the less close to that we are, the better,
Makes
because
sense.
we don't know how this thing is going to act.
Yeah, last I think like an hour ago it was a star and now it's a black hole. I mean a redacted. And she like looks around, make sure no one's hearing it.
I like to imagine I'm like having this conversation in a corner or something where I'm just like, nobody pay too close attention to what I'm doing.
Dave Evans in the
thought
corner of the
everybody
battle
was
bridge
something.
facing the wall talking.
Legitimately.
Yeah, I assume Sigilla in informing you was also like, I am going to get uncomfortably close and you're going to hate it until I reveal the horrible information that we don't want anyone else to know.
And so you're back on the battle bridge then, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'm having a little trouble keeping straight who is where. So yeah, so that's when I'm like, all right, so and again, this is not something that I would ask unless it was important.
Yeah, and no, it sounds really important. So I will, get my people on it. Not tell them what's going on because engineers love not knowing things. And we'll just figure it out. We'll figure it out, sir.
Gotcha, thank you. Keep me informed.
Oh yeah, as long as the power's working and yeah, and there's assuming unless there's anything else you want to do in the scene, we can end the scene.
There is one more thing I want to
There's
do
one
in
more
this
thing?
scene.
Okay, she's
actually.
like, yeah, I gotta go take care of the current like splint I have in the warp core that is keeping it working. So I'm gonna
I did
have to...
also want to scan the inside of the ship.
That's right. Okay, so we'll have 2 more rolls and then we'll probably call it for tonight. Or
Okay.
2 more things
So-
and then we'll call it for tonight. So what was that other thing you wanted to do, Lexi?
I want to go. I want to get Sigilla's attention, actually.
Okay.
And like wave Sigilla over.
Yes, Lieutenant.
I know there is a lot going on right now, and we're all exactly where we needed to be. Exactly where we needed to be at the moment. But be straight with me for a second. Are you good?
Well, the whole redacted situation has kind of overridden my disappointment.
I'm not asking about that.
Over the. Oh, yes, I'll survive. I've had worse.
That was also not what I was asking.
To be completely honest, it was very painful, and I was in a very bad way, but I have been fixed up to the best of our doctor's abilities. And I know my limits. I will be fine. For as long as I need to be fine.
Anything changes, and I mean anything, like you start to feel a little dizzy, you tell me immediately.
I will do so. Thank you for your concern.
Okay. And then I'm also gonna like make sure that somebody makes sure that Sigilla has a chair.
Yeah, there's chairs. There's definitely
Yeah.
chairs.
While you have shipwide communications, do you want to tell the captain what the fuck is happening?
That's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, patch the.
I apologize for, micromanaging this
No,
situation.
you're right. You're right.
No,
and I
it's true.
probably
That's what the
just at
captain's
that
supposed
point
to do.
realized that I need to tell the captain what's going on. So I'll also like calm down to the captain and be like, all right, I don't know how long communications are gonna go for. Short version, black hole, 4 hours, Rosie's on it. Keep it quiet.
You just told the captain what to do. I just want to say that.
I
You just
did
told
a
the
little
captain,
bit, yeah.
Shut up.
I did. Oops.
In the EV suit, like the security friends, just like if you look over at the captain, you just see.
This is ordinarily not something I would have done. This is very weird behavior for me.
Sorry, I forgot to turn off my alarm. In Daru's EV suit, in a very vaulted way that looks a little funny on an Orion, raises an eyebrow towards the captain, doesn't say anything.
I hear you loud and clear, Lieutenant. Thanks for the update. Let me know if anything changes. We will stand by until Sigilla runs that scan and let you know what our next move is going to be.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
And I will say that so that security friends
Everyone can hear.
over there can hear me, but presumably not Dave Evan.
Okay. Yeah, with the EV suits, it goes like it goes directly to you. So, okay, Sigilla, let's make one last roll for the night.
Hi.
All right, make another reason science check. This will be difficulty. I'll set it as 2.
Okay.
Assisted by the ship.
Yes,
Assisted by the ship.
Sensors science. Check.
Ha! 2 successes.
All right, you gain a momentum.
Yay, we have 1 momentum.
All right, you
And we
what
have
you looking
2
for?
questions.
Yeah, you have 2 questions.
Okay, it's an internal scan.
Mm-hmm.
We already know about the ship that's lodged in our ship, and also the subspace corridor.
Mm-hmm.
So, seeing those kind of like, okay, knew that, hate it, knew about it though. God, what am I looking for? What? Okay, is there a way? Is there any amount of logic to where the is there like a central point where there are more not dogs?
Okay. So the way it works is that there seems to be you're detecting all throughout the ship these small little momentary ruptures in subspace as these things sort of seem to appear in one part of the ship and then disappear and then reappear in another part of the ship. They seem to be jumping around the ship. They seem to have the way it seems to have spread out from the ship itself. And you can actually, if you want to like determine the composition of the ship itself as well, you can. Because it is, and I'll let this be part of the external scan too. It's sort of a both because it's partially inside the ship.
Yes.
This ship is it's a Federation ship, a civilian ship.
Say what now?
Sorry. What?
It is a Federation make.
It's after 10 p.m. Talk about bearing the fucking lead.
The expression right now is like essence of GM.
It really is.
Do I know what year it's from?
It's current year. It's probably a few years old, but
Okay.
Have there been any cases of missing ships?
no.
Did we already do a life sign scan on this baby?
No.
Okay, I do want to do that as
No
part
life
of my
signs.
scan.
Did we use both of our questions?
I'll count the life sign scan as one question, so you have one more.
Okay.
No life signs?
No life signs.
Fuck.
Can I ask a question out of character?
Sure.
I assume in character I would know. Is it possible to scan subspace?
Yes. Yes. You can. A lot of scans actually utilize subspace in scanning things. So yes, you can.
So would our scan take subspace into account when scanning for life signs on the ship that is in our ship?
Okay. Then I will amend my answer. There are life signs.
I just wanted to know if we needed to make a second scan for subspace
I got you.
life signs.
There are no there are no registered identifiable life signs. There's no any Federation species. There's none of them. No life signs there. There is these. You are detecting a few Solenogen based life signs. They are coming up as big question marks on your scans, but they are there.
Concern.
Is it still in the same question if we ask how many there are? If it's a life scan sign, how many of these question marks have we got floating around the ship?
I'm gonna say that's gonna be your second
Just like-
question.
Oh, okay.
If that's your second question.
I was just throwing it out there.
My preference
mean-
for the second question would be to focus on the damage to our ship.
Mm-hmm.
Because we
Yeah.
can always run another scan for life signs. Well, not always, but
Yeah.
It's up
So-
it's up to Situla. So
yep.
Situla has gotten some uncomfortable answers and is rerouting all of their brain power into okay, what's something I can actually handle? All right. What's what is the full extent of the damage? We know Dex 16 through 18 are kind of fucked. We know a lot of things got knocked out of alignment. What's like...
Okay. I will. Okay. There is some structural damage to Dex 15 and 19. Not
Okay.
anything. Which we've seen with the scene with Dr. Mavrim. We've seen a little bit of structural damage there. Otherwise, there's no other hull breaches. Things like that. Some of the sensors had to be realigned. The engines are currently inoperable. You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific in what you want to know.
Can I make a suggestion, Vico?
Yes, you can.
Is there any damage that would specifically prevent us getting the engines online within our 6-hour time window?
Good point. So,
There was damage to the engines, but not in a structural sense.
okay.
Like some of the and you can relay this with Brosie because she's been doing damage control down there as well. Some of the warp coils may have been fried and stuff like that, so they just need to be rerouted essentially, and you can get the basic impulse engines working eventually. You just need the power to
But it's not like
continue,
we've...
so
It's not like we've lost,
you
our
haven't lost a
propulsion
nacelle.
system.
Yeah, you haven't lost a nacelle or anything like that. The ship is still structurally mostly intact, except for 16 through 18. It's not that bad. I didn't want to destroy the ship, okay? I'm nice.
Good.
First real mission, and I fucking destroyed the ship. Yeah.
We limp home to Federation space, and they're like, what the fuck?
We just let you go. They're like, Mom.
They're definitely not going to give me another one after this.
Very good. Okay.
You can go back to school.
Yeah. Anything else before we end tonight's session?
I have a question.
Okay.
Would everybody be cool spending our last momentum to carry the power forward to next session?
Oh yeah, I was gonna suggest that.
Okay.
Yeah, if the momentum's gonna get wasted anyway, then yeah.
That's true.
Because I think we would lose that momentum
Once the scene was over.
for the scene change. So is it cool if we spend that to carry our power?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, so
Make a note.
Power contains, you are at 0 momentum. Yeah, this was quite a session.
Jeez!
Thank you so much, everyone who is still watching. Thank you to my players for being great and letting me do evil things to you. Unspeakable horrors.
Yeah, thanks for committing unspeakable horrors against us.
We love it.
I didn't almost kill you this time. So.
You didn't almost kill me this time, that's true.
You threatened my
you do have a
dad,
point.
though.
I did. Only briefly.
You threatened them.
And unfortunately, Dara didn't get to punch anyone this
Not yet.
I
this
know.
episode.
Maybe when you get in the ship.
Next time.
In
We
Next
have
time.
a Rowan saying that we're fun.
Yeah, thank you, Rowan. Thank
In
you
the
so
chat.
much.
Thank you, Rowan.
Actually, yeah, thank you, Rowan, for being one of our Patreon supporters.
Ooh.
Thank you to Flower for being one of our Patreon supporters, and to Jamie as well, our wonderful Patreon supporters.
Thanks, folks.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see us later. We'll be back tomorrow, probably for a game. Maybe Destiny, maybe Valheim. We'll see.
We'll decide in the moment.
Yeah, and then tune in this Saturday for, my gosh, more of The Quiet Year by Avery Alder, which is going to be a ton of fun, assuming things go well. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again for Stars I Shall Find in 2 weeks. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
We'll see you later.
See you then.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe, stay happy,
Bye.
stay fun. All right.